It's like, this guy's no good, but, spend the time, joke with them at a bar, have some, have a drink or two with them, don't be afraid to go get a coffee with them. Because, even if you end up saying this guy isn't what I liked, you might see a quality or two in him where you go, that's kind of cool though. I didn't like this and this and this about him. But
and you can always be friends, worst case.
Right. And then, and I know.
And date his friends.
Well, come on, let's be honest. You guys all act like dating friends is a big deal, but you know what? If you've met a guy and you just had a couple casual coffee dates, but through meeting him you meet 5 of his friends and one of them is a guy that you're really intrigued with, that's a good network.
Right.
It's a good expansion of your network.
True.
So I wouldn't be afraid to. I would be less afraid to date. The other thing, and it's funny because it's easy for me to say now because it's such a what if, but I don't think these dating apps help you guys at all. I feel like if I was in college today, I would really focus on in-person dating.
Yeah. Well, also the global pandemic has kind of halted all that.
Sure.
But I agree. I don't know. It's such a shift in like how people date this like age that I feel like nobody's going to come up to you at a bar and ask you on a date. Never in my life has that happened. It hasn't happened to any of my friends. Like, that's
ridiculous.
It's insane.
Bullshit.
Like, I think people have been asked to, like, buy you a shot, buy you a drink, but it's almost like a lot of them have an expectation that they're going to take you home and sleep with you after. Which is a skeezy thing.
I had a group of guy friends, and we had we used to try to come up with the super cheesiest pickup line that we could come up with because we wanted the line to be so bad that the girl would roll her eyes and just be like, ah, and that was the icebreaker. And so the only one I remember is I used to walk up to a girl I didn't know and I'd look her in the eye and get all serious and I'd go, I like to dance, I like to sing, and I like wheat thins a lot. And it was such a horrible line, and they would just look at you like, what? And you start laughing, and you'd be like, see? And you'd look at your buddy and be like, I told you that was a horrible line. And then it broke the ice, and you start talking. And so it was all about the engagement.
Right.
And so sometimes leading with something absolutely stupid was the best lead.
Well, there you go. People get more original, and it doesn't just have to be the guys making the move. Maybe this new age is like girls have to.
You know what? In listening to your 12, 14 podcasts, I took some notes to prep for this, and that was one of the things is I feel like it's time for you guys to flip the script.
Yeah, it's a feminist age. If the men aren't going to ask you out, we have to, right?
And again, you can ask out. It doesn't have to be a lot of pomp and circumstance. You can go up and start chatting with a guy at a bar. Hey, let's do a shot. You do the shot. You talk to him a little bit more. You say, man, let's hook on Insta, Face, Spot, whatever. And then you just send him a note and go, man, what are you doing today? Let's go get some lunch.
Yeah. Something casual.
I'm hungry.
And there's not like big stakes with a date. Like, it's not like you're getting married. It's a casual thing.
Right. You didn't ask him out. You just said, I'm hungry. Do you want to go get some lunch?
Yeah.
It's so simple,
And then, okay, getting into something that, we're dying to talk about here.
Oh, boy.
You have to tell the story of how you met my mother.
Oh, God. This is a whole nother podcast. I'm looking at. I don't want to be one of these mofo's on your podcast that goes over, and we're at an hour and 4 minutes as I look.
And I haven't even gotten to questions of the week.
Let's teaser this. I can't compress down.
All right.
The story of because there are so many things with your mom. Because your mom thought I was a freaking retard at one point. There's this whole. I had a whiteboard. Our roommate and I strategized. That's a whole. How I ensnared the dangerous and wild Tammy is a whole nother. I wish we had started sooner.
Okay.
Because I need at least 20 minutes.
So, okay, during Christmas break, we'll do another podcast with my dad. We'll answer all of the questions. Maybe we'll have Mom and Dad on together so Mom can put her input in.
That would be the way to do it.
A combo.
As a teaser, I tricked her into dating me, basically.
So, okay, we'll teaser the next one. Thoughts on ghosting. Are you familiar in that term?
Yeah.
Okay, ghosting is just like stop all communication. Instead of like telling someone, you know, okay.
It's fucking childish. I'll leave it at that.
You think that someone should just say, I'm not into you?
Yeah. Because again, for all the things I talked about, if you tell them, you know what, Fred, I'm glad we got to know each other, but I just don't see us going further. But Fred might have a friend of a friend. But if you just ghost him, Fred's going to be like, man, that chick's a bitch. Okay, ghosting is the most stupid, immature thing I've ever heard in my life.
And then the comment to this is, P.S. huge fan of James. Wondering if I could get an autograph.
Oh my gosh. So Steph from next door, thank you.
How'd you know it was her?
Because I figured I have one big fan.
No, you did have a couple people.
I'm joking.
The next question is, favorite place to bike in Wisconsin?
Oh man. I'm going to throw out Tanner, thank you. No.
It was Tanner.
So Tanner, I like taking the road less traveled type thing. So me and my boys do a Sunday morning ride where we go downtown and we do all kinds of crazy shit that most biking people wouldn't do. We end up in parking ramps. We do a lot of crazy stuff. So I'm just going to say the road less traveled, the road that most bikers don't take is the one I'll take.
Okay. That's a good one. The last question is, I'll keep it short because some of these questions I had already asked in here. So,
okay.
Can you please tell the story of when you sent Madi the GoArmy.com link?
Oh my God. Well, this story's gotten some legs, you know, and actually you and I debated this at
technically, I guess
the last family get together.
Yes. Okay. So Dad went so far as to go back into their old text messages, and I guess my memory of it was that he sent it to me right away, but he sent me a nice text. And then I sent a text back, and then the GoArmy.gov link was sent.
So I will concede that after some nice fathering text, I did send the smart ass, here's the fucking link, go sign up. But I still would tell you, I know a ton of people that have had wonderful military careers. In the military, like, it's crazy. It's like 88% of the people don't even carry a weapon. You know, so let's say... You've got is it Ray is your roommate who's an IT guy? There's tons of IT work in the military. You know,
we use him as IT.
Thank you, Ray, it used to be my role with Madi, but so I knew it bugged you, and that's part of why I smartass hit you with it. But there's a lot of cool opportunities in the military that people just wouldn't think about. But yes,
no, I agree.
You so to go back to your original answer, to really shorten it down, you were kind of a freshman fuck up.
Thank you, very blunt. and like going back to the beginning of the episode when you said I thought you were a disciplinary. You were a disciplinary.
I didn't take it as far as I wanted to. I will say that. I think it
probably because you were halfway around the world. Otherwise. The hammer,
maybe.
Thor's hammer would have came down.
Maybe, but yeah. So you had a not so stellar freshman year, and I meant it. I didn't mean it mean, but I was like, I didn't want to waste your college experience or your college money, and so if you needed a gap year, if you needed whatever, because I knew you couldn't slap together 4 years like your freshman year and come out.
Which this was just after my first semester.
Yes, you're right. Because you did come around. Your second semester was better.
Well, and now I'm employed after graduation, so that's got to put you at ease.
It does. So if we stop some of the pot smoking and the sleeping around and the pissing in the bushes.
Yes, precisely.
There's 4 or 5 other things on my list. But no, I'm kidding. No, I'm...
Sure.
I will close with, could not be prouder of my daughter and who you've become. I kid about the peeing in the bushes. I really am a Zen guy that likes the journey, and you know, you're an accumulation of everything you've done. Your chirping, your bingo, all that shit is who you are. So the good, bad, right, wrong, everything you've done in your college career, I think you've had a fabulous college career. I'm super proud that you are going to go get a job at FIS. So I love my daughter a ton, is how I'm going to end the podcast.
Well, isn't that just sweet?
Isn't that
this
sweet?
Is dropping on Thanksgiving. I think it's a perfect little thankful talk. I mean, to reply back to what you said, although at times we were not friends and I did not like you because you pushed me so hard, I needed to be pushed. And I say that with the hindsight is 2020. At the time, I would not have agreed with myself right now, but it got me to who I am today. So tough love is the best love. And I appreciate everything you've done for me. I think you've really shaped me into who I am. But yes, that's my little sappy TED Talk. Thank you so much for coming on. I know that this is something I've been looking forward to, so part 2 coming this Christmas.
I think the part 2 with Mom is a good idea. And shout out to Mom. You would have been an absolute maniac without Mom's input in your life. So
yes.
So shout out to Tammy, the wonderful and talented Tammy.
Yes. But anyway, that has been our podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. And this is this week's episode of Next Caller.
Next caller, bitch. Stop calling me a bitch. Cause you ain't talking about nothing